Hi everybody and welcome to Fab Hacks. I'm Rosemary, and in today's video I have some quick and easy Dollar Tree DIYs and crafts. These happen to be in a nautical theme, but as you'll see, you can apply them to any theme that you like. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so for the first set of DIYs, I'm going to be mixing and matching various different Dollar Tree items. So over here in this corner, you can see a variety of different ceramic figurines that Dollar Tree typically sells. They'll sell them in all different times of the year with different themes. And so those will be kind of the main piece of it. And then next to those, you see a variety of different votive candles, and these are sold in the candle section. I'm also going to be using the little clear votive candle holders, as well as this one is actually from Walmart. It's both a votive and a taper candle holder, and then some Dollar Tree vases there to the back, as well as some Dollar Tree sand. And also we'll pan up a little bit here to see some Dollar Tree seashells. Then in addition to that, I will also be using the applique there on that wall hanging, so the little seahorse, and then also some of that twine. Now that is actually from Joann's, that's not from the Dollar Tree. But you can see here on the little sign, it has the little seahorse applique, and then I'll just be taking that off to use that for these projects, but then I'll use the sign later on in the video. So I guess these really aren't DIYs as much as they are decor hacks, because all you're going to be doing with these is taking a couple of different items and just gluing them together. So I'm going to take this little ceramic piece and then glue it to the bottom of this upside down votive. I can do the same here with this vase, just gluing it to the top of the vase to make a much more substantial decor piece. And so here we see the teal vase with a coral ceramic topper. And then here is a clear vase with the seashells, and now a conch shell topper. And then here's that conch shell again on a teal votive. And then the conch shell on another votive that has a frosted glass. And then there's the coral again on a teal shaded frosted glass. And then there it is on the just hourglass shape votive in a frosted again. And again, you don't have to do this in a nautical theme. You can mix and match other little ceramic figurines that they have in the themes that you like. And I just wanted to show you this here as well. This is using another one of those ceramic figurines, this time with a seashell. These are from a previous DIY, and I will link those as well, but I wanted to show you that with just another combination of these little ceramic figurines and other Dollar Tree items, you can make some nice bookends. And now let's take a look at putting those votive holders on top of the vases and what kind of candlesticks we can make with those. So this votive holder from the Dollar Tree will hold a votive, and then this one from Walmart will hold both a votive and a taper candle. That's also only $1. The Dollar Tree ones, though, do come 3 or 4 to a pack for those, but the Walmart one will hold the taper candle as well, and it's a heavier votive, so it is a really nice piece. And then all you need to do is take the votive of your choice and put some E6000 on and glue it to the top of the vase. Another option would be to take a clear vase and fill it with some Dollar Tree seashells, and then again E6000 the votive of your choice on top. As an added decoration, you can take some jute cord and just glue it on there where the votive meets the vase. And then here we see the various combinations. Here's the teal vase with the votive on top, and then there it is with the taper candle holder at the top. And now here is the taper with the seashells, and then the votive with the seashells, and finally the votive with the seashells and the jute cord accent. And that is one of the great pluses to DIYing, because you can create things that meet your needs, your style, and your likes. And then for some added decoration to your vase and or candlestick, you could use these wonderful appliques from this Dollar Tree wall hanging. These seahorses are in that perfect teal color that matches that vase just perfectly. And maybe you could just go along and paint the back and the sides with a nice teal color just to finish it off. In order to remove the sheen and also give it maybe a little texture on the front, you can go ahead and paint it with some matte Mod Podge, and this way it will just give it a more finished look. And then you can go ahead and add your candle holder of choice, or you could just leave it a vase if you like. But I do want to point out, if you are going to make candlesticks and you want it to have a matched set, just notice that the seahorses will go in the same direction if you do that. So first let me show you how I get the seahorses off. And I just take a little screwdriver and usually to kind of poke around to find where there's always like a little space where you can kind of get started. And then I just kind of start with that space and then just kind of slowly, you don't want to really yank it or pull it too hard because it will probably break or bend. So if you just keep going along patiently, it will come off. And then here that I have the two of them off, I do want to show you see how they both go in the same direction, which is not typical when you have candlesticks. They're usually either facing each other or, apart from each other, something in this fashion. So if you wanted to do something like this, you're going to have to paint the seahorses. And so what I did first is to remove any of that extra paper or glue on the back, and then I'm going to paint them both sides with some white paint. And then I'm going to go and add a coat of glue and just kind of paint that on, make sure that that gets nice and even. And then I'm going to just top that with some white Dollar Tree sand. And just make sure it is smoothed out and pat it down. And then I can just glue that to the front of my vase. And then here's the finished project. This is the sand covered one. And then here on this side is the original seahorse with the teal and turquoise shading. I kind of like them both, but I think I'm leaning more towards the one with the original colors. Not sure though, so leave me a comment below and let me know which one you like better. For the next DIY, I'm going to go ahead and make use out of one of those signs. Now, I'm going to actually be using the back of this sign, so I could either sand it down and paint it or just paint it. Actually, I'm going to just leave it alone because it's going to be back to the wall. But then also I'm going to be using these little shims. Now, shims are from construction, actually. They're used to make sure that the studs are lined up the way you need them. You kind of stick them in between. And you can get these at Lowe's, 42 for $4.98. That makes them about 12 cents each. And they're just nice because they have a nice rugged exterior. This particular one. Other ones are smoother, but this one that I showed you there and that I'll link in the description is a cedar one, and it has a nice rough surface, which makes it great for these rustic type of projects. And so all I'm doing here is taking some French Teal paint, which I will also link in the description box below, and I'm just dry brushing it, and I'm going to be making like a slat sign, so I want it to appear like it has been weathered. So when I'm applying the dry brush of this teal, I'm applying it right to the middle of the slat with less paint toward the edges. And then you can see what a nice effect that has once you have all of your slats lined up together. And what I want to do with these is make a fresh crabs sign. This is something I would see all the time as a kid growing up and down in Cape May. And so I'm using this mobile from the Dollar Tree. And it's a little crab mobile. And then I'm going to just take some Dollar Tree spackle and fill in the holes. And I applied the spackle to the back so this way that the front would have a smoother surface. Next, I'm going to start applying the slats to the board with some glue. And I just want to point out here that shims are in this kind of wedge fashion. So it has like a thicker end and a thinner end. And so what I want to do is I'm going to alternate the thick and the thin ends. This way, it also will give me that kind of rustic, kind of worn board that's kind of coming off of its background. And so it really does help with the rustic effect. And then I can just kind of move everything around when using the kind of wood glue. That's a multi-purpose glue, that Type Bond, but it's great for wood. And it does give you some more setup time so you can kind of shift it around and get it to the spacing that you want. And so that's a really good glue to use in this application. And then once I have everything where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and give my Crabby a little bit of a whitewash with some white chalk paint on a dry brush. And then I'm going to take these Dollar Tree stickers and I'm going to just spell out the words fresh crabs. Now I will need to glue down these stickers, but at this stage I just kind of want to put them on with the adhesive of the sticker, and then I can just rearrange them and make them the way I kind of want them to go. Not really even, just kind of haphazard, and then I'll just go back and glue them on. But then I wasn't really loving that black print on the sticker, so I decided to go back and trace over the black print with the teal paint. Now you can use one of these really thin brushes and they work quite well. I also wanted to do the outline of the crab also with the blue teal paint. But if you don't have one of those little brushes, I find that you can just kind of make your own paint marker by using a pencil and just loading it like a quill, pretend like you're Ben Franklin or something, and just start, dipping your writing instrument there in some ink, which happens to be teal paint. And it works out quite well, actually. You don't want to dab it off if it's too gloppy, because you don't want to have big glops where you are trying to use the pencil. But if you kind of keep it to a nice thin stream, it works almost like a paint marker. Of course, it's great in this application because, you're going for that rustic look, and it looks fine if it's kind of, haphazard and a little bit, fuzzy. If you were looking for something more refined, it's not going to be a good application of this. But for this application, it's great because it just adds to that rustic, weathered effect. And then once I was finished with all of my outlining and all of the paint was dry, I did go back with some Mod Podge to just seal down the stickers and make sure everything stayed nice and in place. And then once my top coat of Mod Podge was dry, I went back again with some white chalk paint, again on a dry brush. And what I'm doing is applying it over the lettering as well as the crab, and also some to the sign as well. Just adding a little more weathering and a little dimension as well. And I'll just keep going little by little until I get the final look that I'm going for. And here's the finished project in a nautical motif, but of course you can use these materials and techniques to achieve that rustic look in multiple different styles. Next, I have another quick and easy Dollar Tree DIY, again using a Dollar Tree sign, this time with an adorable sea turtle, and all I'm going to be doing is adding some things to it. It's an already adorable sign, so what I'm going to do here though is just add some of the Dollar Tree mosaic glass beads to the back of the sea turtle with just adding some glue. So I'm going to just add some more of this Titebond glue, and then I'm going to just paint it out to make a nice thin even cover on the back of the turtle shell. And then I'll just begin adding the little mosaic glass beads, and I want to try to get the different colors kind of spread out evenly so that they're kind of different. The blue and the green and the clear are all over the turtle's back. And then once everything is applied, I can kind of reshape it, make sure everything is fitting nicely. And then I'm going to take some of the Dollar Tree white nautical cord, just cut off that end that it comes wrapped, and then just begin to add that nautical cord to my sign, to the outside of my sign, and just glue it down and seal it there on the end. And that's it, a cute little upcycled Dollar Tree sign, created simply by putting various different Dollar Tree items all together. Lastly, I have this fun little DIY that is also quick and easy. It uses this noodle booster from the Dollar Tree, as well as a wood box, a wood dowel, and some floral foam, also all from the Dollar Tree. So first I'm just going to take my noodle booster, and I'm going to get a serrated knife and just cut about a 1.5 inch slice of the noodle booster. So I just kind of keep cutting around, sawing through, just kind of making certain I'm getting it evenly. So I'm going nice and slow and just kind of twisting the noodle as I cut. And then I'm going to just set that aside. And then I'm going to take some craft paint in the color Nutmeg, as well as a few drops of water. And I'm going to mix the two together to thin out the paint and create a nice stain for my wood. Then I'll just take a paper towel, dip it into my stain, and proceed to just stain the box and the dowel. And I did go back and do a second coat of the stain on the box because it was a little thin, but it came up real nice after I did 2 coats. Then I just added some floral foam to the little drawer of the box, and then took my dowel and inserted it into my slice of pool noodle, and then just placed it into the foam in the box. Next, to cover the hole, I took some jute cord and just hot glued a little strip around the bottom, and that just covered the hole and made a nice little accent to finish off my ruffled coral sea sculpture. And then here is the finished project, a beautiful teal colored ruffled coral-like sculpture, but you can see how you can use these to create all types of different shapes, like flowers, gears, frames, etc. Well, I hope you have enjoyed these quick and easy Dollar Tree DIYs and crafts in a nautical theme, which of course can be made in other themes as well. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give a thumbs up, and please share with any family and friends you think would also enjoy this video. If you have a favorite or plan on making any of these, please let me know in the comments below. And if you're not already a subscriber and you like what you see, please consider subscribing. We'd love to have you join the family. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on Fab Tax, where we're putting the extra in ordinary one DIY at a time.